Hey everyone, welcome back to another Mevo Live. I'm Joe Capar. I'm the Senior Technical Specialist here at Mevo, and today we have a really fun show for you. We're going to talk a little bit about the newest app update, which is 2.4, and what new features came with that. And then I'm going to toss it over to Will in a little bit, and he's going to go over specifically some of the really cool multicam beta features. If you're not part of the beta, you should go sign up. He does a live show every Wednesday that talks about this topic, but we're going to bring him on this show today, and he's going to bring on some of that content. So those who aren't aware of what's going on with the beta can get a little bit more informed about where we are with it, what kind of cool features you can use currently, and get some cool feedback. Please throw your questions in the chat if you have any questions. Me and Will love to interact with our viewers. We really do. We want to answer questions. We want your feedback. We want to know where you're watching from. How do you use your Mevo during this current time? What unique ways are you using it? What ways are you using it that you didn't expect you would ever use Amiivo for? Please share all of that in the chat. We have people monitoring those. That way we can get your questions answered, and we want to interact. It's the best part about these shows is interacting with you. So please, just participate, and I will love you forever. Okay. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the app, and I want to show you what the 2.4 app update brings to your Mevo. So if you're not aware, the changes that we actually made are white balance, and we also introduced a wind setting for audio for the internal microphones. So first, let's go over to the ellipsis in the bottom right of the app, and then on the bottom left, right next to the microphone, you'll see the image adjustment settings. If you tap on that and go over to white balance, you'll see the typical white balance settings that you always have, where it's auto, tungsten, daylight, cloudy, and fluorescence. But now we've introduced where you can actually make micro adjustments. Of course, I'm making pretty drastic adjustments here that aren't needed, but just to show you that you can really make these micro adjustments specific for your environment. And I know our customers have been asking, and our users have been asking for this for a very long time. People have been wanting to be able to customize white balance. And we finally got to it. We finally introduced it. So hopefully you find it useful. Let us know what you think about this addition to the app. We really want to know. And the last but not least is for wind. We really wanted to help users who were outside, whether using it for sports, baseball, basketball, football, pickleball, whatever it might be. We really wanted to make sure that we addressed wind for our internal microphones. So if you go to the ellipsis, and then right next to that image adjustment settings, that microphone that we talked about, if you tap on that, you're going to see for audio processing. We usually have the general music and speech, but right next to speech, you'll see wind. Wind is a setting that's going to limit the basically the sound that you're going to hear on your internal microphones from wind. It's picking up specific frequencies and eliminating those. Unfortunately, I'm not an audio expert. However, we do have a couple on our team, so if you're interested in some audio questions and things like that for more advanced stuff, definitely check out, I think we're going live tomorrow, which is a unique stream. We don't usually do those on Fridays. So please, come check out tomorrow. If you have some really advanced audio questions, come challenge our audio engineer, Joseph. He's new to the team. He's going to be going live, and he's going to be talking about everything audio related. But hopefully you find this wind setting in the Mevo app very useful for you. And hopefully, if you have any other suggestions, something similar to this, let us know. If there's something that you're finding that a similar setting would be beneficial, let us know. We really want to make sure that we make these changes. We don't just do it randomly. We really want to make sure that our updates and our new features are specifically designed and built around your feedback. These features are only beneficial for our users if you want them. So if you want something, let us know. And of course, if you have any questions or concerns or issues, you can always go to help.mevo.com and open a ticket. You'll get myself, Will, or Joseph, and we would be happy to address any concerns or questions there as well. So now that we actually talked about the 2.4 app, I think what we're going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and toss it over to Will, and we're going to allow him to walk through just a little bit of the multicam beta. And he's going to show us what that can really do currently in the current state that the beta is in. And I haven't been able to get in there very much. I get to play with it probably once or twice a week. So I enjoy getting these updates from Will also. So Will, what do you have for us today?
Thanks, Joe. I'm always excited to talk about Amiivo multicam. Joe didn't mention, my name is Will Kirkpatrick. I'm a technical specialist here at Meevo. And we have a show every Wednesday where I go through the latest and greatest of the Mevo multicam app. And right now we're going to dive right into it, and I'll show you a little bit. So as you can see, you can very easily connect all the Meevos available on your network. You can do up to 3 Meevos at a time. These are the 3 that I've set up. I got one looking over at Joe, one over at me, and then a nice wide shot. It's extremely simple to switch in between the different cameras just by tapping. You can go live to any of the destinations that you normally would with the Mevo 2.0 app, as well as recording both to the device and to the individual Meevos. You can adjust the volume levels from each Mevo, mixing the audio sources if you need to. It's very, very simple, very easy. And then you can also use Auto Director, and Auto Director is great. It's very similar to in the Mevo 2.0 app where it's got live editing, and so this will do the switching for you. So you can set it from 10 seconds to 3 minutes per camera, and you can also set a preferred camera using the stars. So be sure to check out the live show every Wednesday at 1:30. Join the Mevo Multicam beta group for access to the app and to tune into the show. All right, Joe, back to you.
Hey, Will, is it true that you can actually use any Mevo? You don't even need a Mevo Start. You can use any of the generations?
That is absolutely correct. You can use the Mevo First Gen, the Mevo Plus, or the Mevo Start. They all work great.
That's perfect. I'm telling you, that's what we really want to do. We want to make sure that everybody can get their hands on this beta and multicam in general. And by having that ability to use all the way from the first gen Mevo all the way to the Mevo Start, and hopefully future iterations of Mevo, you'll be able to bring it in the multicam beta. Thanks, Will, for showing us that. I really enjoy getting to see all those changes from where we started with the beta and where we are now. I'm telling you, the team that we've got on software and hardware is second to none, but I'm a little biased. So without much delay, I haven't been able to check out what we've got for our talk dog. Let's go over here and see what kind of questions we have. It looks like we have Sonia from YouTube. How do you change postings from Mevo Camera to make your own? Okay, so I guess, wow, I didn't even realize we have a ton of questions in here. The participation is real today. I love it. Okay, so Sonia, thanks for the question, first and foremost. But I guess, are you asking if you're trying to do this on like Facebook or something, where you're posting to like a business page and you want to do like a personal post instead? It really depends on where your destination is, whether it's a page, group, profile. Some of those different destinations are going to have limitations on what you're going to be able to publish from specifically. Anna says, when I do a zoom in a Mevo Start, it doesn't stay more than 10 seconds. I have to put my fingers on it at all times. Well, luckily for you, Anna, I still have my Mevo connected here. Let me go over and swap to that again, and I can show you exactly what that looks like. Could you disconnect yours by any chance, please? And then I'll get my screen re-mirrored, and I will show you exactly how to get that from happening. What's happening here is it is the autopilot feature in Mevo. So, okay, great. My app's loaded up. Now I can get you transferred over here, and I can show you exactly how to disable that. First and foremost, what you're talking about is when you tap in, right? And then all of a sudden it just does its own thing, right? So we do have a setting called autopilot within the Mevo 2.0 app. If you press the ellipsis in the bottom right, and then you press the I with the A in the middle for auto, and then you'll see find faces, live follow, and autopilot. As you can see right now, autopilot's disabled for me. But if I turned it on and I tapped in, it's actually going to do its own thing probably in the next 5 seconds. It'll probably, there it is. It's zoomed right back out automatically. To stop it, simply turn it off, and you're good to go. Now, mind you, through updates, we try to keep these settings the same. So, but there are situations where certain settings might revert back to either on or off, depending on how we release the update. So the best thing I can recommend is if the goal is to keep that setting off, before you go live, double check to make sure it's off. If you want to keep it on, double check to make sure it's on. Make sure the settings are what you want it to be before you actually use the product, because they can revert to its previous setting before going live. So thank you for the question. That's actually a very common question. So I'm glad that I got to demonstrate that one for you. Mike says, I'm looking at this for a church application. What is the streaming quality? Recommended distance from stage. Also, what kind of sound quality can we have through the 3.5 millimeter jack? Thanks, Mike, for the question. Thanks for tuning in here on Facebook. So church applications, the Mevo is probably one of the top recommended cameras for house of worship. The streaming quality, you can get all the way up to 1080p. Which is fantastic. You're going to send it with about a 6 megabyte per second bit rate. Recommended distance from the stage. We recommend 5 to 10 feet from your subject. So whether that's the entire stage or if it's actually the person, the Mevo does have a digital zoom opposed to an optical zoom. So the further you try to keep your Mevo from the subject, the quality is going to deteriorate the further you try to force it to zoom. So we recommend have the camera as close as possible for what you're trying to capture. And then what kind of sound quality can we have through the 3.5 millimeter jack? What's great is you can have either mono or a stereo input. You don't really have any limitations on what you're sending through there. It does need to be a 3.5 millimeter TRS cable, that is specific, but you can take it from most standard mixers, soundboards and things like that already integrated in probably your house of worship, and you can get your audio that way. Jeff from Facebook says, that's cool. We go live in an orchid greenhouse. Am I saying this right? I am not one for flowers and things. Orchid. I said it right. Okay, it just felt.
There is an orchard.
Yeah, that's like an apple orchard.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure. And the colors are always off. I think this may help us with it. Oh, yeah. So with the white balance, absolutely. Hopefully that is going to help you. Let us know, Jeff. I would love to see before and after shots of your environment so we can see, how that benefited you. Thanks for asking or commenting on the new update. Leah says, I'm using the Mevo Plus to live stream worship services for our church. I use the Rode Wireless Go to grab audio from our soundboard into the iPad. I've ordered a Mevo Start, hoping to move into multicam. Fantastic. Hopefully you enjoy that. I think if you haven't, as Will said, he does do a show every Wednesday. So I highly recommend checking it out. He shows every feature, even if it's not out yet. Some of the features might not make it to production, but he shows you all of the really cool things that Mevo can do in multicam. So if you're not a part of it, I highly recommend it. Can a user use a PC or MacBook with Mevo or phone tablet only? Okay, so when it comes to the Mevo 2.0 app, that is specifically for Android and iOS devices. But if you want to use things like OBS, you can absolutely do that. You can put your Mevo Plus in webcam mode. You can put your Mevo Start in webcam mode or NDI. And you can use software like OBS, Ecamm, vMix, Wirecast, Livestream Studio, all of those things. And you can run those all on a computer. But the Mevo 2.0 app and multicam specifically are for iOS and Android devices because the goal is to eliminate the need for a computer. Thank you for the question. Thank you. Okay, awesome. So I do have a lot more questions that I'm going to go through, but maybe Will can talk about some DJ bundles. Do you know about any savings for this month? Do you have some savings maybe? Maybe. And then we have some referral programs as well. So we do have savings for the DJ bundle. Here's the overlay, perfect. And the DJ bundle is going to save you $65 on on a bundle of the top live streaming accessories. You get your Mevo Start case, PoE, the floor stand, and a Mevo Start. And then for our referral program, if you already have all of those products and you're already finding yourself referring customers to use the Mevo product line, we have a referral program that you can check out on Mevo.com. And Will, what does somebody get for referring somebody to Mevo?
So this is really cool and really exciting. If you refer a friend to get Mevo on Mevo.com, they'll get 5% off, and then you'll get 5% commission. So now is a great time to pick up another Mevo, spread the Mevo love, extend the Mevo family, and yeah, it's a great deal right now. $65 off.
And it's really great because the Mevo family in general is we're very committed. We have a lot of very committed customers, and we love it. And we we're hearing often that people are referring one another. Is there a referral program? You know, I'm telling X, Y, and Z that this is the camera that they need. And we really wanted to make sure that we acknowledge and we appreciate those referrals, and we appreciate you spreading the word of Mevo. So thank you, and please go check it out, mevo.com/referral or mevo.com/refer, and take advantage of that. You get to basically sign up, you get to create a unique discount code for your users. So like if you have a YouTube channel or something like that, then you can name the discount code after your business or your organization, and then you get to share that so it's unique to whoever you're referring, and then once they make a purchase, they're gonna get that discount, and then you're gonna get a commission once the purchase goes through, and then you're earning some extra income. So who doesn't love that? So we have a commenter on Amazon. How much is a Mevo? So on Mevo.com, we do currently have that DJ bundle, which is very important. You can get all those things for the $65 off, and that's good until the end of the month. So you have to take advantage now before the end of the month. So you have until the 28th. I had to double check the other day if it was a leap year. But, so you have until the 28th to take advantage of that. As far as what's going on Amazon, I'm not super sure, but if you go to the search bar real quick, type in, actually in Amazon, we should have the product right there, right? It should be right below the live stream. So right below the live stream on Amazon, you should see our products, but it is currently running $399.99 for the Mevo Start. And then you can find all the accessories as well that should also be bordering the live stream on Amazon. And you can take advantage by just clicking on it, and it'll take you to the product page where you can read the descriptions, reviews, and everything like that. And then of course, you can always go directly to mevo.com and make a purchase direct as well. Freddie Upham says, do you know how far out the wireless webcam is for PC? Well, Freddie, I unfortunately don't have a date or a timeline or anything like that for you, but I can tell you that we're making great strides over here. I've actually participated in some really cool stuff today, which means that we're one step closer. So, I mean, all I can say is that we are making progress. It is still very much coming. It is still very much so a priority. It's not been forgotten. But it sounds like we're finally coming to an end where we're hopefully going to be able to get that out. We are not a company that holds on to software. So it's not where we're going to be like, it's done, it's ready, but we're going to wait until a release date. We're a company that once it's ready for beta, we're immediately releasing it to our users so we can get that immediate feedback. The more people who can test it and get it in their hands, the faster we can perfect it. So I promise as soon as it's ready, you're going to see it on your end. Thank you for the question. Thanks for the following up for webcam mode for PC. Rick says, are you able to use a Mevo camera for a Zoom meeting? Oh, perfect timing. So Freddie just asked about wireless webcam mode for PC. And whether you're using Mac or PC, you can use your Mevo as a webcam. Both wired. Mac currently supports wireless, but you can plug them both in via wired webcam mode. And if I can jump back over to my app, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I can show you how easy it is to actually turn on webcam mode. And all you have to do from there is take the provided cable that comes with your Mevo Start and then plug it into your computer, and you're off running as a webcam. So if you just go to the ellipsis in the bottom right and then tap the cogwheel also in that same area, scroll down, depending on what device you have. I really didn't have to scroll down, but if you scroll down just a little bit, you'll see wired webcam mode beta. If you tap on that, it's going to talk to you about webcam mode, some limitations. It's going to talk about the Mevo Webcam Beta Facebook group. You can tap on that. It'll take you to the group so you can go join it, leave some feedback. But all you have to do is toggle this switch right here. And in the bottom left, you're going to see that the previous, it was just a red button, right? Now it says webcam on it, which means as soon as you plug that camera into your computer, whether it's a Mac or a PC, you're going to be able to use that for a webcam, whether it's for Zoom, Google Meets, Microsoft Teams, whatever it might be, you should be able to use your Mevo for it. I know I've personally, over the last 2 days, I've used it for both Meets. I've used it for Zoom, and I think I used it for Microsoft Teams. So yeah, you can use it both PC and Mac wired webcam mode by simply turning it on within the app. Let's get back over to the questions. I know these things are piling up. I love it. Fantastic. Jeff says, I'm using an older iPad to view what is happening live. It is maybe 3 years old. The pic that comes out there isn't the best. I've used another device to log on as a user to see what the true picture looks like. Is there a better way to get a true picture of what's happening? So Jeff, thanks for the question. What is happening is the preview in the app is actually not a full quality preview. Regardless of what kind of device you're using, you're not gonna get a full quality. And the reason is that preview is specifically to give you an idea of what the output actually looks like. But it's not supposed to be like a crystal clear preview. And the reason that that really puts a tax on your Meevo. It puts a tax on your mobile device. By sending a lower bitrate version of the stream to your mobile device to preview it, we find that the quality is significant enough. That way you can do your live edits and things like that, get your graphics up, and you can get an idea of what it looks like, but it's not gonna be as crystal clear as the actual output. For us, I usually, currently I have a screen right in front of me so I can see exactly what's happening, and we run the platform that we're streaming to so I can preview it that way as well. So we do recommend that, but as far as seeing in the preview on the mobile device itself, it's not full quality. Maybe that's something we can look into as mobile devices advance. I know my latest phone has some ridiculous processing power on it. So maybe as the devices continue to advance and the processing and everything like that, maybe that's something we can look into where people can toggle that on and off. But as it stands, that's not currently possible. But thank you for thanks for the question. It's actually a really good question. Freddie says, also, is it possible somehow to power on the Plus remotely? So Freddie, you can actually only power the Meevo Plus on manually by pressing the actual button, but you can power it off remotely. The Meevo Start, we did have a request for this for the Plus, so we introduced it into the Meevo Start. You can turn that on and off remotely. Unfortunately, we were not able to integrate that with the Meevo Plus. Because it wasn't the way it was designed, but we did intentionally make sure that since that was something users wanted, we integrated it with the Meevo Start where you can turn it on and off remotely by simply introducing power to it. It detects power, it turns on, it detects that the power went away, it turns off after 15 seconds. So if you really want to power on remotely, the Meevo Start might be where you want to look next. Chris asks, does the floor stand ever go on sale by itself? Is there a way to get alerted for these sales? I honestly don't remember. We just did some individual sales like last week. I don't recall if the floor stand was one of them, but it's possible. I mean, I don't really know. I know on Mevo.com you can scroll down and there is a newsletter there. I'm sure that they broadcast these sales there. And also, the best way to get notified currently is to tune into these shows. We go live 3 to 4 times a week. Each show we talk about these sales. You can't miss it. If you tune in once a week, you can't miss it. MC from Amazon says, does the Start have a microphone? Yes, it does. So the Meevo Start has a 3 microphone array. If we can go to this overhead shot and I can show you exactly what this looks like. So did not have the lighting here for that, unfortunately. It looks like. So on the top of the Meevo Start, we do have a 3 microphone array. And what it does is it is really high quality advanced audio processing from Fraunhofer. And it really gives you great sounding audio from whether it's in speech mode or general mode or music mode. It depends on how these 3 microphones process that audio. But it's just directly above, I bumped it. Perfect. So it is actually directly above the, here we are. Perfect. So directly above the lens, you can see the 3 microphone array for the Meevo Start. So you don't actually have to carry around, a microphone if you don't want to. However, you can do exactly that. And you can plug into the back of the Meevo Start with 3.5 or use the USB-C input as well for audio sources. But yes, the Meevo Start does have its own internal microphones. It has 3 of them actually, and they are pretty great. Freddie says, thanks, just not sure if I should buy a Mac. Has anyone tested if wired webcam will work at extended links via USB to Cat5 extensions, etc.? I know I've seen some communication on the Meevo customer group. If you're not part of it, if you are, I guess I can't really tell where you're commenting because I know this is currently on all of our groups. So if you are part of the Meevo customer group, do a quick search for USB. There's to do that. They've also, I know here personally, we don't use it for USB, but we use it for HDMI, and we extend our HDMI using an Ethernet cable. So you can absolutely do all of those things. And basically, run USB, but you just need some like additional boost for your USB power. So USB does have a 5 meter maximum, but if you do introduce an external third-party product that can boost that power, then you can accomplish what you're trying to do. We've unfortunately not tested anything like that, so I can't really provide any recommendations, but I do know some customers have done it successfully. Okay, so last question for the day. Sanskrit from YouTube says, can you use 2 Meevos as wireless webcams? Yes, you can. So you can connect both your Meevo and connect them to your source on your mobile device, and you should be good to go. Oh, looks like one last question. Okay, last question, and then we got to wrap it up for the day. Lewis asks, hello, good afternoon. How does it behave with chroma key? So it works perfectly fine with chroma key, but the Meevo 2.0 app doesn't handle chroma key on its own. You need something like OBS, Livestream Studio, vMix, Wirecast, something like that to handle chroma key for you. So before we wrap up for the day, I think we're going to send it over to Will to kind of wrap up the technical support part of things. I think he is going to tell you exactly where to go if you have any technical assistance questions. So Will, where should they go?
That's right. So you can head over to help.mevo.com, and we've got a huge help section that covers all range of Meevo topics. And if you can't find your question there or your answer there, you can open up a support ticket, and Joe or Joseph or I will be more than happy to help you out. Also, again, I want to talk about the DJ bundle. Right now, $65 off the Meevo Start case, the floor stand, and the power over Ethernet adapter. So go check that out. All right, back to you, Joe.
Perfect. Thanks, Will. Help.mevo.com is where you want to go if you need technical assistance, as Will said. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for our surprise show with Joseph. He's going to be going in depth with advanced audio engineering information that I don't understand, but I know he does. So if you have technical questions for audio and you really want to dig deep, he's the person to ask. Thank you all for tuning in. As always, make sure you subscribe, follow, like at Mevo Camera on all social media platforms. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and everything there. As always, I'm Joe Capehart from Mevo, and we will see you all tomorrow on the live show. Thanks for tuning in.